and welcome to this round of Egg Talks. Hundreds of Canam students in Canada have sent us queries about the number of hours international students can work during study as a temporary policy comes to an end on this 30th April. There may not be any extension to this temporary policy, but IRCC did mention that they're looking into future options such as increasing off-campus employment hours for students to 30 hours per week. Maybe we hear something about this end of April or later, and maybe not. Meanwhile, let's clear out your anxieties with what we are all sure about as of today. Generally, students will only be allowed to work off campus for up to 20 hours a week while their class is in session. Now, you can work as an international student in Canada if your study permit specifies that you can work on or off campus, which is generally granted for most students applying for a study permit. Now, to answer the specific question, can international students work 40 hours per week in Canada? Here's your answer. Please note, during scheduled breaks like winter and summer holidays, as well as during fall or spring semester break, students can work full-time off campus. Now, during this period, it's also possible to take on more hours or work 2 part-time jobs that add up to this full-time work. What is important is that you are expected to maintain a full-time student status before and after the break. And you cannot work during the time preceding your first semester of study. Now, apart from these scenarios, you are allowed to work full-time even when your class is in session if you are employed on an on-campus work setting. So what does on-campus work include? On-campus indicates that you can work in any of the buildings on your university or college campus. And if your school has multiple campuses, you may only be able to work on the one where you're currently enrolled. And as per IRCC, an on-campus employer can be the college or the university you're enrolled in, a faculty member, a student organization, a private business, or a private contractor that provides on-campus services to the school. Now, your next question would be, how many hours constitute full-time work? Well, as per IRCC, there is no standard amount of hours per work that constitutes full-time work. However, your employer or employers must comply with all provincial regulations governing overtime compensation and shift breaks. Don't get scammed by employers who underpay or don't follow labor regulations. Now, very important info here. What happens if you work more than 20 hours off campus while class is in session? Now, this constitutes a violation of your study permit requirements. By doing so, you risk losing your status and can be denied a study or work permit in the future. So, in short, 1. You can work 20 hours per week off campus during regular academic sessions and full-time off campus during scheduled breaks. 2. You can work full-time in an on-campus setting where you study, even when the class is in session. And finally, let's wait for any further announcements by IRCC related to off-campus work. For more updates on this and other topics, stay glued to our Egg Talks and do follow us on our socials. And please get your friends to follow us too. We have fun quizzes with prizes, and our Egg News brings you a weekly roundup on international higher ed sector. See you around.